Hello guys, welcome back to another cinematic mic review. Today I'm going to review Colin Treverrow's Jurassic World Dominion. Jurassic World Dominion is the third one in the Jurassic World franchise. Jurassic World was a continuation of Jurassic Park, the original trilogy. In this third and kind of last one, they're trying to put like an end to the whole thing, the franchise, I think, right here. It's so this one brings back some of the original characters of Jurassic Park, like Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, and we continue on with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard in here. So it continues on from like Jurassic World, Chris Pratt's story. And we get to see some familiar faces of the other ones, like baby, like I'm talking about the dinosaurs, like baby Blue is there. Blue has an actual baby in this one, which you can see in the trailer. So yeah, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this. So when I saw the trailer to this, it kind of feels like, I know the last one wasn't too good. I actually kind of enjoyed the last one, the one that kind of felt like a little Frankensteinish and kind of little horror to it. The Jurassic, what was that one? Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. That was the last one. It didn't satisfy me as much as Jurassic World. I remember it had been so long, and I still have a memory of Jurassic World when the theater was freaking packed. It reminded me of when I was younger. I remember I went with someone that day. I took that person out, and we went, and that theater was packed. I didn't even think it was going to be that packed, but it reminded me a lot. Like, I was surprised because at that time I was like, man, I haven't seen this type of vibe of a whole bunch of people and tickets being sold out like in a long time. That was like 2015, I think, when Jurassic World came out. And yeah, we all went to go see it. It was a big thing because people were a fan of Jurassic Park, so they wanted to see it. And we went, and I actually thought it was cool. I actually thought Jurassic World was a great. I know some people don't like it, but I had a lot of fun. It was like a whole new type of thing, a new start of a new characters, a new kind of continuation, but another side story to it already, for the modern people and all that. And I actually liked Jurassic World. It felt like it had like a lot of heart, a lot of thrills. The action, I had a lot of fun. That's what I remember. I felt having when I saw Jurassic World. Again, Fallen Kingdom wasn't too much, but I did kind of like that they're kind of little experimenting a bit. But already by this time, with all these franchise films, all these blockbuster movies, IP and all that stuff, you already get the sense that all these movies, you already kind of get the idea of what these studios are going for, what these top guys are going for. They're only going there for like the money and all that. It's one of the reasons I get annoyed, because I feel like some of these things could work sometimes, but they don't, and they're pointless. It's one of the reasons I'm kind of don't want to pay for certain franchise studio films anymore. I don't want to waste my money or give them or support them that much. Sometimes I want to support the ones that I want to watch on the big screen and all that. But I was actually shocked when I saw the trailer. When I saw the trailer to Jurassic World Dominion, I was actually kind of surprised, and I'm like, oh damn, this looks actually pretty cool. It looks like they did something epic, and the way the trailer fit and everything, it looked like really kind of satisfying and kind of a little bit nostalgic and kind of sad. And then again, I had texted a friend. I'm like, dude, it looks like they're actually gonna try to like finish the franchise, which is, I think, is pretty cool. They should just finish the franchise, be done with it. It's cool. Now some other franchise can come off, like original franchise later. Let's see what happens next. But instead of continuing on to like 12, 13, 14, Jurassic World 16 and all that, it seems like they were doing the thing, we're going to close this whole thing already. It's over. And that's it. All this promo for the film was getting me excited, posters and all that, images, stills and all that. And then like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I saw like the reviews finally came out from the critics and all that. And I didn't read them, but I saw that it was really bad. It was like, the headline said, oh my God, it's one of the worst in the franchise. It's low. And I got so sad. I was like, oh no, I was having so much hope that I was going to be satisfied with this film. I'm like, I texted my friends. I'm like, hey, look, I think I sent them the article. I was like, hey, look, me right away. I was like, when I read it, the headline and all that, I don't want to read the reviews because I didn't want to know anything. But I was like, you know what? I'm a fan of the Jurassic Park. I'm still going to go watch it, even though it probably sucks, let me go see it for myself and see what happens. And when I told my friends, both of them, I texted them separately. They both said the same thing. They're like, oh, that sucks, but I think I'm still going to watch it. They both said the same thing that I kind of felt too, that we were still going to go watch it. So I went to go see it, last night, and I got to say, yeah, there's some issues with it. There are some things I did like, but it has its problems. One of the things I can talk about first is the opening. There's an opening with one of the dinosaurs in the ocean where I think it catches like the fish that these fishermen are trying to get in the cage and all that, or crabs or something, and it attacks. And it seemed like something that could have been built up to be like actual scary. And which is, I'm like, wasn't that what Jurassic Park was kind of a little bit? And I think they even did it in Jurassic World, where they kind of made it like a little suspense, a little scary and all that. And that's what was cool. That is what was cool about like these movies, Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, at least the first ones of each one. They had like this suspense where it was still kind of like a little scary movie where you kind of get shocked and scared by it. But this thing just seems like it just comes out, gets it, and then that's it. And I'm like, that's it. I was like, couldn't you guys have built it? Why'd you guys do it so fast or just like that? I don't know. I felt like something wasn't really creative in that scene where I was like, that could have been a big moment for us to get back into like what we loved about Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. You know, yeah, it's cool. Well, we all love seeing the dinosaurs. I love seeing dinosaurs. Those were the like good parts about this film. Um, so that's one of the things that I had issues with, is that suspense in the beginning where I'm like, really, that's it? You couldn't build it? Because it reminded me, I'm like, wait, wasn't like Jurassic World and Jurassic Park kind of scary when these type of scenes would happen and all that? And then we get we get like some guys that are on the hunt. I forgot about the little girl that's cloned from like the last one from Fallen Kingdom. I remember that whole thing. I'm like, oh yeah, she's like a little clone or something. And so they're trying to like look for her and get her back. The people that made her and all that, they want her to try to like, you know, keep innovating the things they're doing. And Chris Pratt is there. The other issue here is that there's a lot of people in this film. There's like I don't even know whose story it is. I don't know if it's Chris Pratt's story. I don't even know if it's the original Sam Neill and Laura Dern's characters movie. I don't know whose film it is because it's like all over the place. I meet this other character. We go back here, we go there. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, this is way too much. Reminds me when the whole thing again, when you have way too many characters, you just kind of lose yourself. And so that's the thing. One of the cool things was seeing Blue again and seeing that she has a baby was pretty cool, you know, and then they kidnapped her, which kind of gets emotional. But then again, like the middle part of this whole thing, of that whole situation, I felt like, well, let me get to this. There's like a whole middle part that's about locusts too. So if you guys seen the film, you guys probably know this already. There's like this whole thing about locusts getting bigger and, you know, everything's kind of going wrong and all that. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, dude, I'm like, did I come watch a movie about locusts? Didn't I come here to watch like dinosaurs? It seems like it was all focused on these locusts and all that. I'm like, what the hell happened to the movie? I wanted to see anything about dinosaurs and all that. Jurassic Park and Jurassic World, not this whole thing about the locusts and all that. So all that happened. And then around that time, that same thing as that locust situation is going on, it turns into like this action kind of this. I was like, wait, this feels like one of those action kind of thrillers type of thing. And I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, this reminds me of like, you know, I always say that I didn't like action movies. I stopped liking action movies after some time when I got into like actual storytelling and all that. Because when you see action, sometimes there's nothing to it. The things are just moving. The actor's just driving the car. And I'm like, there's nothing there. That you're just filming someone in the car going here, turning around the corner, crashing here. And again, this scene right here where Chris Pratt is like in the city, I forgot what city he goes to. And he's driving around because the Raptors, I think, are chasing after him and everything. And it just goes on. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. I'm like, this is one of those things. This is why I don't like action movies anymore, because it didn't even have a story to it. And the action isn't even like really like that much of practical for me to be like, oh, that was cool. You know, at least there's nothing impressive to look at. There's no story to it. I was just watching images move along and that's it. Pointless. There was nothing there. I was like, okay, so this is just a waste of like 20, 30 minutes right here of him just getting chased and that's it, you know? And it wasn't even like a suspense thrill type of situation where I felt fear for him or anything that much. You know, talking about that, I got to go back to some of the characters. Some of the characters in here are weak. The lines are weak in the script. One thing I noticed on the woman, the pilot woman, and then the other woman who was part of the whole scheme of taking Blue's baby, I noticed that they have like there's something about this people that made this that thought that it'd be cool just to give them side hair, which got annoying to me and threw me off a lot because I'm like, okay, I know that was kind of done on purpose. I don't think that's really their hairstyle, but someone had the time to just set up their hair and make it look like that. And I don't know whether they're trying to like make it look cool, evil, you know. It's like both of them, I just couldn't get it off of my head where I'm like, so it's like the side hair thing like something cool now or still, you know. It was just like, so this was more like a side hair type of I wish I had a wig so I could show you and do this review with like a side hair and all that covering like one eye. So that kind of got me annoyed. And yeah, the pilot, the one that plays the pilot, I'm sorry I didn't get her name, but the one that plays the pilot that helps out the Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard Owen, her lines are kind of weak, and I don't even know what the hell. I know kind of why she's there, to kind of fly them to where they need to go, but some of her lines are like so corny and like so weak, and I'm like, oh my god, it was just kind of cringe to listen to it. And so that stuff was kind of not that great. I did see that some of the animals, some of the dinosaurs were actually animatronic, which kind of reminded me a little bit about Jurassic Park, the original one. So it's pretty cool to see a little bit of that. But all the other ones, they're kind of all CG and all that. They don't look the same. When I saw Jurassic World, yeah, a lot of people complained that, oh, now they're CG and they're not the same. But I actually like Jurassic World, and I guess I just didn't pay attention too much. But right here, yeah, you kind of see it now. Right here, I could see it. I'm not sure if I noticed it in Fallen Kingdom. I kind of, Fallen Kingdom's not that memorable. But yeah, Jurassic World, I know I had a lot of fun with that one for some reason. I know people don't like it, but I felt like that one had the heart of an action adventure film, the way the Jurassic Park movies were and all that. So yeah, but again, the story's all over the place. I don't know whose story it is here. The other thing is when Sam Neill's character and Laura Dern, Alan Grant, and I forgot what is it, Ali or Sally, when they meet each other, it felt like so rushed. Like it felt like they just come together and then that's it. And I'm like, wait, that's it? That's how you introduce them back together? That's it? And then they just hop onto a mission? I'm like, shouldn't you have build up to that? It made me feel like did they even film scenes? It's either they didn't film scenes at all and they just did that, or there was scenes out there that was building up to it, but they cut them off. So I was like, yeah, because the way they meet each other, it was just too like really quick and unbelievable for me. I'm like, really, that's it? You're just gonna rush that to it? Like, let's get to it. They need to get together. That's it. Then move on. And I'm like, really, you should have built up to it at least, something like that. But they didn't do that. So yeah, then like the only thing that I probably like about this film is seeing the dinosaurs. That's the reason I want to go see the film, is because I love seeing the dinosaurs, the Jurassic Park dinosaurs and everything. And like you don't get like the thrill, the way where you get the thrills of the actual Jurassic World franchise. What we love about it is kind of towards the end. To me, I kind of like the end right there, because I like when the the new generation and the old generation get together, and then they're put at like risk. They're in danger because they're stuck with inside this land of all these dinosaurs that are roaming around, and they're trying to eat them. And that reminded me a lot about the original one and everything. Even when Bryce jumps out of the plane, it reminded me of Jurassic Park 3. Some of the other creatures from the original are here too, to kind of remind us of that thrill and everything. But yeah, it just seemed like, I don't know, there's nothing pretty memorable about this one either. It just seemed all over the place. But the one thing I could say is that I did like the end, because I liked that they were getting chased and everything. It reminded me a lot of the danger they got into the other ones. That's what was fun about the thrill of them being in danger, almost being eaten by the dinosaur, the suspense and all that. So that's what was fun about it right there. I really wish it did work out, because the trailer looked promising, and I'm like, this looks pretty cool, and it looks like something that other people could kind of take inspiration from, to say like, you know what, let's make one last one, make it epic as hell, but still focus on the story. What's beautiful about it is story, and then just end the franchise and let some other franchise come. We're still stuck with a whole bunch of franchises that I don't even know when the new one is going to come or something. We're still stuck with all these franchises, movies like from like back then. Like we're like on number 13, 14, 15, 16, and it's still going to go on. Yeah, I texted a friend today. He saw that I was going to watch it yesterday. He's like, I saw it. I told him, you know what? Don't tell me anything. I know I read that it sucked a bit, but don't tell me. I want to go see it. And then, so I texted him in the morning today, and I was like, hey, what'd you think? He's like, they forgot one important thing. I'm like, what's that? He's like, they forgot to tell the story. He's like, the most important thing is that they forgot to tell the story. He's like, nope. He's like, and we both feel like it was just rush, cash grab and all that stuff. You know what it's like now. They don't care anymore. They don't really care of having a big dream or anything. The people who are behind that, they don't have a dream anymore. They just, all they want is to put something out there, grab people's money, and that's it. And fools like me end up getting screwed. So yeah, I try to like be careful with one, but it's Jurassic Park and I wanted to see it. So I was like, and I was really hoping that it would work, but it did not. So yeah, I do want to watch Camp Cretaceous, which I have already on DVD. I'm going to put that on so I could get this taste out of my mouth and or my eyes and all that. And I'm going to put that on because I think that's at least much more funner than this movie. If you guys haven't seen the Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous on Netflix, you guys should watch it or pick it up on DVD. But yeah, guys, that's kind of my little review rant on Jurassic World Dominion. If you guys enjoyed my video, please hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.